So yeah, so let's just get into some details. So as I've said before, Street Fighter came out in the 90s. To be specific, it came out in 1994 in the United States, but came out in 1995 in Japan. It has a running time of 102 minutes, and it had a budget of 35 million, which I doubt, but not necessarily doubt, but I think it did quite well actually because it made 99.4 million at the box office.
Mm.
Yeah. And it was directed by Stephen E. De Souza. And I believe this is Raul Julia's final film, which is a legendary moment. I think we will talk about it. I'm sure you and I will get into this. The film stars Jean-Claude Van Damme as Colonel Guile, Raul Julia as Bison, Ming Na Wen as Chun-Li, Damien Chapa. Damien Chapa, who did he play? Did he play? I think he played. Did he play Blanca?
No, Ken.
No, Ken. Sorry, Ken. Yes. For those who do not know, Damien Chapa also played a character in a film called Blood In, Blood Out. I hope we'll do a film review on Blood In, Blood Out. And then we have Kylie Minogue. She's a musician, one of the most popular, I guess you could say, musicians of all time. Then you have Wes Studi. He plays Sagat in Street Fighter. I think also someone that we really need to mention is Byron Mon, who plays Ryu. Yeah. So that's basically, I guess you could say, the main cast.
Yeah.
And yeah, so let us just get it into some of the trivia. You know, this movie, I don't know when Mortal Kombat came out, the first Mortal Kombat came out. When did it come out? I'll tell you why I'm asking. Let's see. Do you know? I know it was in the 60s. Oh, 1992.
60s? No, man. It would be 1990. Yeah.
Sorry, the 90s. That's what I meant. That's what I meant, the 90s. It came out in 1992, right? The reason I'm saying this is when they created Mortal Kombat, the guys that came out with Mortal Kombat, the guys from Midway, Ed Boon and John Tobias, no? They wanted Jean-Claude Van Damme to be the main character of that game. If you remember, there's a character called Johnny Cage that looks exactly like Van Damme in the first one, and Van Damme from Bloodsport, dog. I don't know if you remember this. Just give me a second. Johnny Cage, Mortal Kombat. He looks exactly, dog. Exactly like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Let me do this. Let me share my screen quickly so that I can show you what I'm talking about. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see it.
On the left. Like, this is around the time Bloodsport came out. Right? So he declined this thing. Right? So what I think could have happened, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong there, I think what could have happened is the guys at Street Fighter actually saw an opportunity to ask him, because Street Fighter was more popular than Mortal Kombat at the time, because it came out like in the late 80s. And he went for it. And if you think about it, Guile was not the main character of that game.
He's not the main character of anything, dude. He's just Guile. Like, some guy is going to fight Bison. I'm gonna need you to calm down, sir.
Okay, for those who do not know, I don't know who you might be, but Street Fighter, the main character of Street Fighter is Ryu. And this is the main problem that I have with Hollywood, where they take the main character and they sideline the main character and put someone who could be a popular character and use a very famous actor to play that role. Same thing happened in X-Men. They got Hugh Jackman to play Wolverine, and then they sidelined Cyclops. It happens, right?
Okay, but to be fair, Cyclops is sidelined by everyone every single time.
Yeah.
Cyclops is the most sidelined. You know what the problem with Cyclops is?
Mm.
The problem with Cyclops is, let's put it like this. You know when there's a movie where like something crashes, like an airplane crashes, or like a helicopter crashes, or a boat sinks?
Right.
Do you know who's the first person to die? The captain. The captain is always the first person.
Yeah.
Because when you have that level of, when you have a quality level of leadership, it kind of ruins the storyline. A lot of writers will be like, oh, he's in too much control, so
He's
now we need to remove him. Huh?
Yes, like he's too competent.
Exactly.
So it has to be like, what would the crew do without him?
Exactly. It's why Disney kills all the parents.
Yes, and also, if you remember Mortal Kombat 2, the live action film, Johnny Cage dies in like the first 5 minutes.
Yep.
Also, what's this that I was thinking about just now? It's a thing, it's a trope in Hollywood where the guy who's not supposed to die dies. Oh, G.I. Joe, the second one with The Rock.
Yes.
Duke dies.
Exactly.
You're like, why?
Yeah, why? Exactly. And look at another good example would be The Matrix. The Matrix Reloaded, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now Neo doesn't die, but because remember, Neo achieves ascendance, right?
Yes.
He achieves ascendance in the first movie.
Yes.
But now he's too OP. So what do? Kick him out. Yeah. So what do? They shove him into the Himalayas. Remember? And he has to fly back.
Oh yes.
I mean, they do things like that to remove Neo.
But how quick is he? How fast is he? From the Himalayas, you're still able to save people from an explosion on a highway in America?
Actually, no. What should have happened was he grabs their clothes. The clothes rip off over here, and then they all die in the explosion.
And it's like he carried them like they were like plastic bags, stuff like rubbish bags. Like that was. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Maybe when we review Matrix Reloaded, we'll talk about it. But I do get what you mean. I've just always had an issue with it. Like for me, it just doesn't make sense. But hey, it is what it is. In this case, I understand why Americans did it because you need to have an American protagonist, even though Jean-Claude Van Damme is from Belgium. And I could hear that he was trying his best in this film to sound American. Like you could hear it.
It's a disaster. It was like, do you remember when Storm tried to sound Ethiopian?
Yes.
When Halle Berry tried to sound Ethiopian.
Or when
you gonna say
Jude Law tried to sound American in Cold Mountain. That was horror.
I didn't really watch that movie. I didn't even know he was doing that.
Bro, that movie is brilliant, but the fact that he was trying to sound American, man, it was.
It's so funny because he's not even in that much. Like that man travel. Let's not get into Cold Mountain. Let's just get back to Street.
Yeah. I mean, same thing happened with Michael Caine. Is it the Weatherman with Nicolas Cage? Because he was Nicolas.
Yes, he was there. That one.
Oh, I used to cringe every time he spoke because I could hear he's trying, but I was like, no.
Trained actor, what is going on?
But anyway, look, I don't blame Van Damme for this. I think it's one of his weakest films.
Actually, no, I blame Van Damme. Do you know why? Because this man, later on in his career, he admitted that he had a massive cocaine addiction at this time.
Yes.
He was spending up to $10,000 a week on cocaine.
Right. And
now here's the problem, is that he was a problem during this movie. There were times when he wouldn't show up at all. Kind of like how they were talking about how Johnny Depp in the last Pirates of the Caribbean, they had to hire someone to see if he'd wake up in the morning.
Oh, yeah. I think you told me this when he was going through the motions with Amber Heard, right?
Exactly. So, like, them, because you have to remember something. They were shooting in Thailand. And Thailand, you can go from so hot, everyone's passing out, to like rainy and stuff like that. So they're dealing with those difficult conditions. Raul Julia is literally dying on set. And there's this man not showing up some days. Apparently, it was so bad they had to basically do extra shooting to try and fill the gaps. And if you look at some of the scenes, you can see, especially now that I've watched it for like the fourth time, I could see, I'm like, fourth
time in your life or?
Probably the fourth time in my life. I don't know. Oh. No, probably more in my life. I'm lying to myself. Way more than 4 times. Right. But I started to actually, but now that I'm watching it as like a filmmaker, I'm like, This fight scene is being shot worse than Christopher Nolan's fight scenes. There's too many.
Yes.
Too many cuts. Why? Probably because Jean-Claude Van Damme wasn't there for the rest of the day. Because remember, it takes more than one day to shoot a fight scene.
Yes.
And you have to know something, Rob. Jean-Claude Van Damme is a person that shot in Hong Kong, which is like, it's like saying we're all soldiers, but those guys over there are Marines. Because shooting in Hong Kong is brutal, and it requires a lot of skill. Do you know what I mean? Like you have to be able to be skilled on your feet. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, dude. Shooting in Hong Kong, they used to be so intense that they used to hit people for real. In a lot of Hong Kong film sets, people have talked about this. I think Cynthia Roth talked about it. Jean-Claude Van Damme definitely talked about it.
What did they say?
Because remember now, in order to make the fights look realistic, right? Normally, what you swing past like this, right? So what they'll do is they'll hit you, but softly.
Oh.
So they arrange the punch. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So what they'll do is like that kind of stuff. So and then sometimes what they just do is just shoot. Hey guys, we need to use this dock. Let's just shoot anyway. And then they'll do a gunfight scene on a dock where they're not technically supposed to be.
Right.
I'm talked about that kind of stuff. Apparently they did that in, I forgot which one now. But yeah, so like you're a seasoned actor. It's like being a professional chef and then acting like this. Do you know what I mean? And now the film looks like this. So I feel like...
Because I didn't really feel like I'm watching a Van Damme movie. It doesn't feel like a Van Damme movie.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. A Hong Kong Van Damme movie. Double Team.
It doesn't feel like Double Impact.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I just wanted to say, look, if you're a child that grew up in the 90s and this arcade game was really one of your favorite games, at that time we're not privy to a lot of information and whatever. This was great because I remember the first time I watched it, I think it was like in 2002. I was still a kid, like I was like what, I don't know, 13, 14.
Yeah.
And we're not privy to much information. Yes, I did know that, Kyle being the main character was like, because I already knew, you remember, like back in the day when you used to play arcade game, there used to be like that one guy who can play every character with just 50 cents and he's able to like finish the game. So you just wait to see the conclusion of each character. So by that time I already knew that, okay, this is Blanca, this is Charlie, and okay, we'll get to it, the whole Blanca Charlie thing. But you started knowing people's backstories. So I was like, no, Ryu's supposed to be the main character.
Yeah.
But like I said, because it's an American production, I understand why this would be.
And also, to be fair, you can almost understand why Ryu wouldn't be, because if you think about his plot, he's like a warrior monk in his own
Yeah,
world.
there's not much to his plot.
There's much to write.
That's why I keep saying that I understand. Well, I didn't say this out loud here, but I do understand why Cyclops wouldn't be the main character of a movie. There's not much to his backstory.
Outside of the love triangle.
Yes, outside of the love triangle and the Madeline Pryor stuff and Nathan, there's not really much. With Wolverine, there's a lot to explore. Makes sense.
Exactly.
Yes.
Also, now I'm just going to talk about the difficulties of production.
Right.
I'm seeing like there's a thing here where like the film production was again so behind schedule. Like on day 10, they were already 6 days behind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the producers, obviously, that's their money that they're playing with.
Right.
So the producers would show up, and then thing which you would have to cut out and rip. They say it's the John Ford method. John Ford being a famous director in the 1960s. Would literally rip out entire pages of the script and be like, well, we can't shoot that. So now that's what they had to do. So there's...
Why would he do that?
Because there's no time. Remember, you pay people by the day.
Yeah.
In fact, things were so bad. Apparently, they had the director, Mr. D'Souza, had to use his own pay slip to pay some of the actors. Things were that wild.
I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah, and you have to remember, this was his only movie. Eh? This man has written some. We didn't talk about this.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, we're gonna get into it. I mean, we're still talking about Van Damme. We'll get to everybody else.
Get into D'Souza, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you. I mean, by this time, Van Damme had already done No Retreat, No Surrender, because he did No Retreat, No Surrender in the 80s. I think he had already done. What's that movie with Tom Poe again? Is it Kickboxer?
I believe it is Kickboxer. I'll tell you now. Because, gosh, Jean-Claude, this man was busy at that time period.
Okay, let's just give some background. before, I think he was a bodyguard. I think he was working with Chuck Norris at a point before he became like a film star. You
Oh,
know,
I didn't know that. Yeah.
he was very broke at a point.
Oh,
I still, like, you guys can correct me in the comments about the bodyguard thing, but I do know that he was very broke because I saw that interview when Christian Harloff was still at Collider.
yeah,
And
it was kickboxer. Yes, yeah.
he did mention that he was really broke,
Mm.
and he just happened to land into someone, and the person was like, "Okay, dude, here's your chance." And then I think he gave him the script for Bloodsport, if I'm not mistaken, and he took the chance, and yeah, he blew up.
Yeah, blew up at that point. Then at that point, he was doing Cyborg, kickboxer, double
What,
impact.
Kickboxers, 1989?
Yep.
No,
No, 1989.
yeah. The Cyborg is 1989, Kickboxer is 1989, right?
Yeah.
Then Lionheart is 1990, as well as Death Warrant.
Double impact. That's the one that really.
That's my favorite movie from this guy, actually. Followed by Universal Soldier. Those are my two favorite films by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Not bad options, man. I mean, I personally enjoy what you call, of course, Street Fighter, because I'm the one who picked it. But what's it? Sudden Death is great as well. I also I love the corny ones like Double Team. I just love that shit.
Right. I haven't watched Double Team, man. I need to watch it with Dennis Rodman, right?
Rodman, where he fights a tiger, where
Yeah, I heard about that. I haven't watched it.
rocks explosion of a Coca-Cola vending machine. I don't know how much Coca-Cola.
But also, I think the other two films that I would mention that I really, really enjoyed as a kid is Bloodsport and Kickboxer.
Oh,
So
definitely.
I'd say those four. But the fifth one would, like I said, would be No Retreat, No Surrender, where he was the villain. And the best.
Yes.
Do
you think he should be in the same sentence as Stallone and them? Because I feel like this man should have been competing with them, but he wasn't. He should have been up there with them. Stallone and Van Damme, not Van Damme.
And Stallone and Schwarzenegger.
There we go. Like, he should have been there with them.
Because the top three at the time was Bruce Willis, Stallone, and Schwarzenegger. But I do think that he actually belongs there. Like, it's okay, if there was a top five, he would be on the top five, in my opinion.
Because yeah, exactly. Because some of these stories aren't actually bad. I think Time Cop was a cool concept. Because one of the reasons I like Schwarzenegger so much is some of the movies he picked were great.
No, let's not lie. I think the movies that we've mentioned so far, including The Quest, including Time Cop, like you said, I think he even won. Didn't he win he won an award for JCVD, right?
Yes,
JCVD. But I think Time Cop is one of the films that was really good, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought it was genuinely fantastic. I had a blast with it.
Right.
Cool concept as well.
And let's not lie, he was a box office pull.
Yeah, he was.
You know?
We can talk about his ego, but I think
think about it. Who didn't have an ego? I think the only one who probably didn't have an ego was Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
I think with Schwarzenegger, it makes sense because he had a certain philosophy related to his gym work and lifestyle and routine and whatever. Because apparently Schwarzenegger was already a millionaire before he went into acting. So
don't get me wrong, his bodybuilding stuff definitely. That man was a success.
Yeah. Didn't he win he won a bodybuilding competition? He was number one, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And I think he won twice or something. If I'm not
mistaken. 4 years in a row, yes.
How many times?
I can't tell you exact number of times, but yes, he won I think it was the Mr. Universe, I forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yes, he won it. Legitimately won it. They did a movie on him. A fucking documentary on him.
Yeah, and I think Stallone, obviously, at a point, the Rocky franchise got to his head at a point, I think. So
yeah, and I think the rivalry got to his head. But I'm pretty sure Jean-Claude Van Damme, because I know him and this man won competition.
Steven Seagal, right?
No, I was gonna say Jet Li. They're both No.
Oh yeah. Jet Li won competitions when he was 9, 10.
Yes, 9, 10. You're right. Yes, and then
I think he was even shipped to America at a point, and he met the president at the time. I don't remember who it was, whether it was JFK or Reagan or whoever. I don't remember.
Then he did the 12 Monks movie, I think it's called.
Right.
I think that was That was his first ever movie, I think. 12 Monks. No, the Shaolin Temple one. I'm embarrassing myself. I know. I love this movie so much because it's his like first ever movie, and it was so fire.
The Shaolin Temple one. What happens in the Shaolin Temple?
It's like semi based off a true story even. It's actually called the Shaolin Temple. Basically it's someone's father gets killed, something like that, and then he ends up being raised in a Shaolin Temple. And it's that one where like he's like practicing and like practice, and you see like one of the coolest things, like there's a practice montage, right? And as he's going to practice with them, he sees everyone's got like a hole in the ground where they train, right? And that's like a proof as how long you've been training.
Right.
So he trains for so long and goes into the future, and he trains so long that he starts to form a hole in the ground because of all the steps he's been taking.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was so cool, but it was called Shaolin Temple. I don't know if it's actually based off a true story, but like it was basically the whole like, you know, how Tibet, how that area got like, not Tibet, but like that area got like special privileges from the.
Wow. Because for me, the first movie that I've seen him in, I think, was Once Upon a Time in China. Was Once Upon a Time in China too. And like I just knew him as Master at the time because I didn't know his name. I didn't know he was Hong Feng Hong. I just called him Master.
Oh damn! See, in my family, right, we were all into kung fu. Like my dad was probably the most into it, I think.
Right.
But then I obviously took over, like, and I would watch so much kung fu. I think he used to play kung fu, and then yeah. So Kids from Shaolin, I remember that one. I think he was in My Dad is a Hero, I believe, as well.
Yes, My Father's a Hero.
Yes.
I got into, and I started loving him in Fist of Legend, Bodyguard from Beijing. Like I said, Once Upon a Time in China too. There was also films such as Romeo Must Die, Kiss of the Dragon.
I think he's the best Hollywood person. If you think about an Asian person that went to Hollywood, I think outside of Bruce Lee, obviously, I think Jet Li is the best one. What do you think?
I think Jackie Chan.
No, go think about it. Rumble in the Bronx, yes. Was it as good as what you call it?
You know that Rush Hour is one of the highest grossing martial arts films.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. Rush Hour was really good. Definitely. Yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah, the Rush Hour, I think.
If Rush Hour was not there, then I would say, look, for me, I always feel like, did you watch Power Rangers growing up, bro?
Power Rangers?
Yeah.
The first one.
Yes, the first one.
Yeah, OG Power Rangers, yes.
I feel like Jackie Chan are like Jason and Tommy in that I would put them on the same level, even though they have different career paths, right?
Fair enough.
The reason for that is, and I think that's why it's even depicted like that in the Forbidden Kingdom. I mean, it's a horrible movie, but the fact that they were evenly met in that movie, for me, it's like, okay, I get it.
I know. That could have been a better movie. It's like, why would you not put them together in a better movie, you bastards?
Yeah, exactly. But that's when Hollywood takes over, stuff like that. But I do agree with you. I think there are certain people that didn't make it as much as they should have. I think Jackie Chan and Jet Li and Bruce Lee are like the top three.
Yeah.
Because you have Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen should be huge. I mean, he's huge in Asia, but he should be bigger than he is now.
Way bigger than he is right now. It makes no, because he doesn't have that thing.
And he can speak properly. He is fluent in English.
He sounds great in
Sounds better than everybody, actually. Yeah. Maybe not Bruce Lee, but
yeah,
I'd put them on the same level, actually.
Exactly. What's that? Triple X. He just shows up in Triple X, and it's like, why are you here? And I'm so glad you're here.
Do you remember Don the Dragon Wilson?
Yes, I do. There's someone else. In fact, one of the guys that's even here in this one, he should have been better. The guy that plays Ryu. What happened?
Yeah.
But yes, Don the Dragon Wilson is fantastic. He was Double Dragon, right? No, not Double Dragon.
No, I don't think it was, didn't he do something like what cop? Cyber something.
Yes. He did a few 80s classics, dude.
Yeah, man. It's just that I feel like he didn't blow up for long.
Yeah.
But someone did mention that the Dragon Wilson's movies like tell you the plot. Like they tell you the plot before you, like they tell you what the movie's about, like his titles.
Yeah.
His titles.
Yeah, I'm going to beat up these 7 guys. No.
But he was like, he is a proper martial artist as well. Like he was a kickboxer. An 11-time world champion who scored 47 knockouts in 4 decades and has been called by the star system ratings as perhaps the greatest kickboxer in American history. He has disposed of more quality competition than anyone we've ever ranked. You see?
And watch Steven Seagal would still be like, I can beat him. Steven Seagal would still be like, I can beat him.
So let's see some of the movies that he's done. Whoa, no, this guy was not
Bloodfist
playing
is
around.
the one I know. That's the one we all know, Bloodfist. In the same way that Jet Li has Once Upon a Time in China, this man has the Bloodfist series, and that's how I know him.
For me, yes, Blood Fist, but not that. It's I did a lot of Blood Fist 6.
Yep, that's why I'm like, that's how I know him.
6.
Hey, you were even in Walker, Texas Rangers.
8 Blood Fist movies? 8, dog.
It was a thing, bro. What could I say?
No, man, there's a movie, man. No, just give me a second. I just wanna. And I think he did like 2 of those. Cybertracker. Was it Cybertracker?
Cybertracker, probably.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's the one that I'm talking about.
Mm.
And then I saw that one, and I also saw Cybertracker 2.
He needs one movie with a fast talking black guy. That's what he needs. That's what he needs.
But I think I've watched Moving Target.
That,
I think I've watched Moving Target as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think I've seen that one as well.
I don't know Future Kick. I feel like that's what I don't know. Black Belt, I'm 20% sure I've seen it. Out for Blood sounds familiar.
Is it still Don the Dragon?
Yeah, this is all Don the Dragon. This man's list is huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
Like his face in the cover, something like him in the background. No, this man starred in a bunch of stuff.
I do remember his cameo in Moesha. I remember that episode very well.
Because he speaks English, he can act to the point where I'm even surprised that he's not American, actually.
Oh, he's still acting.
Oh, he is American. Yeah, dude, he is.
Like, he has a movie coming out in 2024.
I saw that as well.
Oh, by the way, you remember there's also Jason Scott Lee. Jason Scott Lee? He did the Bruce Lee film. And like where he played Bruce Lee. And he also did the Jungle Book.
The Young Bloods. Wait, which?
He did Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.
Oh, this guy. Oh, yeah. Yes.
He also didn't. The movie that I really want to watch is the Jungle Book, the one that he was in. Hey, I really want to see that one because, I don't know. You know, I'm more interested in watching an adult Mowgli than a child Mowgli. You know, who's running with a Bagheera.
I think the problem is we've all seen it already with the Jungle Book. It's time to see. You know what I mean? Like, we all know that this man gets raised by the wild animals, bare necessities. Okay, but what does it lead to? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We all saw Tarzan grow up. What does he grow up to? No, I 100% agree with you there. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, man. But anyway, I guess those are the people that I'm sure we are missing a few. I mean, there's Mark the Cascos. He should have blown up here, but he never did.
Yeah, this man's in Crouching Tiger too. As who?
Who? Jason Scott Lee.
Yes. As who?
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah, it's got as Hades died.
I have no idea who that is. Oh, but this is a sequel, right?
Yeah, it's that weird sequel, but I still enjoyed it.
I haven't watched it.
And he fights Don. Oh, wait, what? It's surprisingly good, dude. What they did was they made it more grounded.
Oh.
So everyone's floating. None of that. Almost none of that. It's almost like, I don't want to say Jujutsu Kaisen. That's not a good example. It's like, you haven't seen Seven Secret Rivals, ne? Old school 70s kung fu. Imagine combining, I don't want to say Dragon Ball Z, that's too intense. Something what's a good fighter that's got intense, like, imagine an anime base. Let me just say, I can't think of a specific anime, but like a fighting anime with, so it's got hyper power, hyper strength, but Snake in the Eagle's Shadow. So if you turn Snake in the Eagle's Shadow into an anime where the specific moves you're doing, those are kung fu styles, whatever name or whatever, right? And you use them and it kind of shows. That's how beautiful
I get you. I guess you could say like early Dragon Ball Z was sort of like that, if you remember.
Yeah.
Wasn't that hectic?
Yes. Yes, I think that's it. Yeah, Dragon Ball. I think if you compare, I think Cartoon Dragon, Hidden Dragon 2, in my opinion, is more like Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z.
I get you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they all have moves and they're all fantastic.
Oh, fair enough.
All right.
Yeah, and Seagal, maybe Seagal is on that top 5. I don't know. I don't know who would be the fifth.
Seagal is a. Well, we're keeping it Asian right now.
Okay, I mean, I'm just taking it back to Van Damme.
Okay, fine. But I was gonna say Maggie Lee next, but okay, no. But no, fair enough. Let's take it back
Maggie
to
Lee.
Yeah.
Lee again.
Maggie. Sorry, am I saying it wrong? Maggie. Police Story 3.
Police Story 3.
This to me. You know what I'm talking about. I'm saying it wrong. I'm a monster, but you know what I'm talking about.
Ming Na Wen. Are you talking about Chun Li?
No, man. Is it Chun Li? No, it's not. One second.
Wait, are we talking about the cast of Street Fighter, or are we talking about? Are we still talking about like
top kung fu people?
Oh, are we talking about female? No.
Oh, I was gonna mix it together as in for like.
Oh, okay. Oh, if Michelle Yeoh has to be up there. Like Michelle Yeoh has to be up there. Like she's been doing films with. She's done films with.
Michelle Yeoh, Maggie Cheung.
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh. Michelle Yeoh has done films with Jet Li and Jackie Chan.
Yes.
And she's done films with Yuan Biao. And I think she even did a film with Cynthia Rothrock, and she did a film with
Cynthia Rothrock. Is that combination, the two of them together. Where they fight in the house against a bunch of people.
Yes, and you know who was in that house?
Who?
Sammo Hung. Remember Sammo Hung?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's
the same movie. Is it not? Is it not the same movie that we're talking about the house?
I was talking about Police Story 3, but yes, I think you're talking about that other one. Yes, I think you're right. But I love Sammo Hung.
Cynthia Rothrock in Police Story 3.
No, never mind. We got mixed up there.
Oh.
That movie that we're talking about was In the House with Cynthia Rothrock. Yes, that's a different movie to Police Story 3. Yes. I'm saying that one, I think you're right. It does have Sammo Hung. I just forgot what the movie's called.
Oh. Okay. But Michelle Yeoh, for me personally, Michelle Yeoh is number one when it comes to film, female.
Cynthia Rothrock was fire because what she would do is you could tell she was getting hit as well. Like she was doing insane damage. Let's put it like that.
Okay, if we're talking about like a Western martial artist that really broke out into Hollywood, Cynthia Rothrock would be number one. But for me, Michelle Yeoh, bro, all day, every day, without a doubt. And then Cynthia Rothrock would be number two.
Definitely. But can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you think that we've lost something there? Because again, you see these people hit the floor.
With Cynthia
Rothrock, with Maggie Chow, with
who's Maggie Chow again?
Shit! Sorry, my bad. What's her name?
Michelle Yeoh.
Yes, Maggie Chuang is the chick from Police Story.
Oh, Maggie Chuang. Jackie Chan's girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah, well, in the first Police Story.
Yeah, she's also in other stuff. She's even in Crouching Tiger, if you can believe it. The first one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But God damn, what's wrong? Just wait, give me a second. I will find this stuff. I remember
Police Story 2.
Yeah.
She's even in Police Story 3.
Yes.
What?
That's what I've been trying to say. Yes. God damn.
Wait, so she plays his girlfriend in all three?
Yes.
Please tell me he married her. Like.
I wish.
But Jackie Chan doesn't care about stuff like that in his movies, though.
Yeah, he doesn't.
You're lucky if you're his wife in any movie, bro.
I can't find this movie for some reason. But anyway, there's a level of physical impact. Like, no one's hitting the floor. Remember how they hit the floor and like dust would fly? They hit the floor so hard.
Yeah, people are not doing that stuff anymore. But no, shout out to, and remember, like, these people were doing these movies back in the days where it was really tough to be a martial artist, a female martial artist.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think even actors were, like, people used to get hurt for real back in the day.
Yeah, and they just move on. Can we get a replacement? They just move from you.
But you know what? I think there's someone that we're not mentioning. It's just that these people are not as big as they should be, maybe like globally. But okay, obviously we spoke about Bridget Lynn before. She's also like big. She was in the first Police Story film.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one that was working for for the villain. But I wanted to talk about this lady that came to mind now. There's two ladies that I want to talk about now.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Rumble in the Bronx?
Of course.
The lady who was the convenience store like cashier.
Basically, was like played a similar type of role as the girlfriend in Police Story. Yes, where
Yeah.
she's not a fighter, but she's still kind of.
She's actually a singer, hey? Can you believe it?
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture of her. This is wild.
Yeah. Wait, she passed away?
What?
Oh.
She did. 2003, cervical cancer. Damn.
Wait, wasn't she in Drunken Master 2?
Yes, she is.
She is, right?
Yeah, it was produced. It was released 1994, but I'm assuming it ended in. Damn.
She was Jackie Chan's mother in that one. Like
Yes.
the very
She's hilarious.
hyperactive drama
Mm-hmm.
loving mother. Oh man, I didn't know she passed away. What's up? Apparently she was dubbed as the Madonna of the East. Who would have known?
Yeah, not me, that's for sure.
Okay, and the last person that I wanted to talk about is you remember Charlene Soccer?
Of course.
You remember the girlfriend in Charlene Soccer?
Oh, and other stuff.
Pardon?
You know, and a lot of stuff.
No, the only other thing that I know her in was is she played Mulan, the live action version of Mulan, not the Mulan, the Disney version.
Okay, I was gonna say you. Okay.
Yeah, because I think her real name is Zhao Wei. Zhao Wei.
Yeah.
I'll just show you her photo quickly. A very beautiful woman.
The Good Wife. Yes.
She was in The Good Wife.
Nah, it must be a different TV show. It's not the one you're thinking of.
No, I think isn't there like a Korean version of The Good Wife or something? Just like Suits. There's like Suits and wait, she wasn't The Good Wife?
Nah, Korean version, dude. It has to be.
Oh, but who knows? Maybe it wasn't. Which year was that?
I'm not hating on her. 2022, dude. Can't be.
Oh yeah, she was also in Redcliffe. I remember her role in Redcliffe. Dude, we really need to review Redcliffe. Wow.
Enough weeks in the year, man. We had to swat away how many movies? I had to swat away like 12 movies just to collect these two.
Hey, dude, I understand, but your Redcliffe is a must. Is a must, dog. It's a must.
Yeah.
Oh, she also sings as well. Who would have thought?
There's not a lot of kung fu here, I think.
Pardon?
I'm saying there's not a lot of kung fu here, though. Definitely.
Well, I mean, the duel probably is a kung fu thing.
Yeah, of course, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of this is like, I mean, not that it's a bad thing. I just think, yeah, a lot of this seems like movies, like drama stuff.
Oh, I get you.
Fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah. I think the last person that I was thinking about, it slipped my mind. There was the lady from Rush Hour 2.
Are you gonna say Maggie Zhao? Zihi Zhao? I think that's her name.
What's her name?
That's someone you haven't mentioned, but the Crouching Tiger. She's already, I would say, of the modern day, post 90s.
Yeah.
It's her.
Early 2000s, Zhang Ji, right?
Yeah, I think it's definitely her because the rest of them like Cynthia Rothrock disappeared. Maggie Young kind of were not as active.
Michelle Yeoh kind of disappeared for a while, but then she said she blew up again with this one.
Crazy Rich Asians.
No, not Crazy Rich Asians. The one with Zhang Ji.
Crouching Tiger.
Yeah.
I agree. They gave her own movie, so definitely, yeah.
She also did like House of the Flying Daggers, which is a movie that I hope we'll do one day. I love it.
House of Flying Daggers. Yeah. That's when like Asian storytelling's at its best because it decides to flip and Zhang, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like the plot twists there are hilarious and they're incredible. I fucking love the plot twist in House of Flying Daggers.
Same here, bro. I think you're the first person who actually gives it props, because I remember talking about this movie with Tebello and
Yeah.
they just seemed like they were not really giving it the props that I wanted them to give.
But like they convinced me. Look, I'll say this: it got me. Like
dog,
that
movie got me as well. Like the number of but you remember this is the time where a lot of movies used to do plot twists. Like
this one did a double, yeah.
I think like even The Departed at this point was coming out. So there was like movies like that where you're like, whoa, wait, what?
Dude, that one had so many, I didn't know what was going on anymore. And I'm like, that's a movie that's technically based on 3 movies that's based in Asia in the first place. That's an Asian remake.
Oh, really? I didn't know. Oh, yeah, you're right. Isn't it based on a book or something even? Be wrong, but I think it's even based on a book or something.
I know an Asian movie came first, definitely. But yeah.
Okay, guys, I know we're still on Van Damme, so let's move on.